I got Scott here with me as well. He'll be in the chat trying to respond to any questions. Hopefully be able to get to as much along the way as we can. I am super excited. Number one, let me know if you can hear me. There should be a chat box right here somewhere on your screen. So it sounds like we are good to go. Like I said, while we're waiting for everybody to show up in the next couple minutes, just want to say welcome to everybody. Today's training is something I am super excited about. Something I'm really passionate about. So this is going to be a ton of fun. So make sure you shut off all distractions. Put your phone on vibrate or turn it off and shut down your email or web browsers. Like, make sure you really focus, because this stuff, it's just flat out life changing. If your goal is to start a business online and get to the point where you can make enough money to quit your job and give your family a better lifestyle, this is serious life changing stuff. So make sure to turn off any distractions. With that said, you guys are ready to go? Let's jump right in. Like I said, today's call is titled "How This Simple One-Page Website Makes Me $1,729 per Day and How to Copy it for Yourself to Start Selling Your Product or Service by Tomorrow Afternoon." So you guys ready to go? All right, let's jump in. So one sec. Okay, so number one, my goal for today is pretty simple. By the end of this call, I want to show you not only how to make your first sale online, but also I want to give you the blueprint for getting to that six-figure level in a matter of weeks, not months or years. And if you guys stay to the end, I'm going to give you a special gift. It's the secret one-page template that I used to make $37,000 in 5 days. It's the same template that I used that other page I showed you in the first slide, where we make over $1,700 every single day. And I want to give you that exact same page, that template, completely free. Cool? So to stay to the end, we'll send you guys a link at the very end of this presentation. Here's all I need from you. I told you what I want to deliver to you. Here's the only thing I ask in return. That if I can prove to you that you can actually make life-changing money, or start even make any money whatsoever. A lot of you are probably just getting started. You haven't even made a single dollar online. You're trying to figure out how this whole thing works. If I can show you how this whole process of selling products online, whether it's product or service, digital, physical, whatever, with nothing but one single page, if I can prove that to you and give you the step-by-step plan, will you promise me right now that you'll actually take action? Because I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. Again, I want to make sure you're committed to actually taking action, but only if I can prove it to you. I'm not going to ask you to just trust me and do something because I say to do it. I'm going to prove it to you and show you how everything really boils down to one simple page and how that can change your entire future. Cool? Okay, so here's how all of this started. This disaster of a room, this is actually where I used to live. This is actually where I grew up. My brother Scott, who's in the chat box, he grew up in this house. This is our basement at my parents' house. This is the basement, quote unquote apartment disaster area that I lived in all through college. Not only that, I actually somehow found a way to work in a place that was dirtier than the place that I lived. This is where we worked. Me and Scott actually worked here together as a paper shredding factory. Absolutely hated working here. It was covered in dust every single day. If you guys have a job that you hate, just know I've been there right with you. So this was like 2009, because I graduated college earlier that year. And this was the one highlight of my life at the time. I was in love with a beautiful girl, ended up proposing to her like almost a week after this trip. So I'm thinking, all right, I really need to get a good job. I'm, working at this paper shredding factory, making like $10 an hour. I'm living in my parents' basement. I got to be able to support this girl. And good news is, February 1st of that year, I got a call while I was working at that paper shredding factory that I'd landed a really, really good job. It was a desk job. This is actually the building that I worked at. It was a big, huge consulting firm here in the DC area. And I was ecstatic. I had a desk, a salary, great benefits. Life was good until the next day. This is February 3rd. This is obviously not a picture of me, but this is a picture of how I felt. You guys ever felt like this? Like sitting at work thinking, this kind of sucks. I like that I'm, getting paid. That's nice, but I don't enjoy going to work. I don't enjoy what I do. I hated waking up early, hated commuting, hated being bored to tears all day, hated being on someone else's schedule. What I really hated was that my income, my schedule, my vacations, everything was decided by somebody else. I had zero control of my future, and I didn't care about my work. I was doing the bare minimum to get by. I was a terrible employee. And honestly, it was kind of, deep down, I guess what I was really worried about was, I'm probably someday either going to get fired or be so miserable I'm just going to quit this job, and I'm going to let my wife down. I'm not going to have any way to make money for her to so we can live. How on earth are we going to raise a family someday? It wasn't a good spot, and that's kind of what led me to this little action that probably most of you on this call have taken, which is going online and looking for ways to make money or to start a website. And that was when I had my big aha. Like, let me know, most likely you probably felt, you've had this big aha, right? Like you're reading, a sales page, or you're watching a video, you see something on YouTube and somebody's telling you their story about how they started a website, and it was pretty easy. They found a product to sell, or they created it themselves, and all of a sudden they were making money from their house. And that was, I remember that day, I was at work kind of looking these things up, and remember thinking, oh my God, this is it. Like, I could do this. If this guy, or this girl on the other side of the computer screen, this video I'm watching, if they could do it, I could do it. So I'm sitting at work and I throw up my first website. It took me probably a month. I had to figure out WordPress. It was a site called trainbaseball.com. I grew up playing baseball, played baseball all through college. So I thought, well, what if I just write some blog posts, maybe write an ebook, and try to sell a digital product online. So what happened when you went to this site, if you click this little tiny Get Started Here button up at the top, here's where you went. This simple little page that I threw together. It was just like a little pricing page. I don't remember how I made this thing, but it's not exactly the prettiest thing ever. But I was hoping someone would go to my site, they come to my blog, they'd click that little Get Started thing, they go to this pricing page, and they'd click that little $19 a month button down at the bottom. And then that would take them to my PayPal checkout page, and hopefully I'd make some sales. And this seemed logical to me. Like, I looked, I was looking at what everybody else in the baseball world on the internet was doing. Most of them were doing similar things. They had some sort of website. They had some sort of page that showed their product or showed how much it cost and showed what you get. And that was pretty much it. Then they had some sort of checkout page, usually on PayPal or whatever. I didn't know how to do anything else other than what I did right here. And I figured, like, this should work, right? Well, no. It did not work. In fact, this was me for the next 18 months, sitting at work, hating my life, and not making a single dollar. 18 months. It just flat out didn't work. In fact, I got so desperate that I eventually went to, this was right when Facebook ads came out in like 2009 or 10. And I was like, look, I'm going to take $50 that I probably shouldn't take. I don't even know if I told my wife. I was like, I need to get some traffic to this site because I'm not getting a whole lot of traffic. I'm just going to buy some ads, target some people that like baseball, and send them to this page. And guess what happened? Like, nothing happened. The only thing that happened was I lost $50. My wife was not very happy about that. And my money, basically was just gone. So not only, had I spent 18 months trying to figure this whole thing out, trying to study as much as I can with nothing to show for it, I'm now in the hole, even, more money than I was before. But luckily, everything changed when I found this guy. This guy's name is Paul Reddick. He runs a site called 90 Mile Per Hour Club. He had this product called The Truth About Hitting. And I was really desperate. I needed some help. So I went searching and found this guy's site. And at first, I landed on this page, which is a pretty long page. Had a video of him at the top, and he's selling this cheap product. I'm thinking, this page is really, really ugly. This guy is really goofy on video. There's no way this page is working. Like, this is probably not the mentor that I need. Like, this page is hideous. But all of a sudden, I start seeing his ads everywhere. For the next, 3 weeks, I start literally seeing his ads on, every site. And I'm like, well, this guy can't be running ads if his site doesn't work, if it doesn't make money. If it does, if his site doesn't work and he's still paying for ads, he's an idiot. And he doesn't seem that dumb, so let me go actually reach out to this guy and see if he's legitimate. So I reach out to him. He actually invites me up to a Red Sox game. He's a big baseball fan, so we had a lot in common, and we're sitting here talking at this game. And I finally just get up the confidence to ask him straight up, like, look, I'm struggling, to get my site to work. It looks like your site's doing good. Like, how good does your site actually do? And he didn't give me an exact number, but the number he alluded to was in the multiple seven figures, meaning that his site's probably doing $2, $3, $4 million a year. And I don't think I said anything for the next 4 innings of that game because I was just baffled. I'm thinking, you gotta be kidding me. How on earth is your ugly website making so much more than my, much prettier website? It just didn't make any sense. So luckily, he ended up breaking the whole thing down, and we pulled out. We after the game, we went back to his place, pulled out a laptop, and he's breaking down this page for me. And in the end, what he broke down was this simple 4-step process that I now call the one-page protocol that I've been studying and perfecting and testing for the last, it's like been, 6, 7, 8 years by now. And it's really based on 4 simple things that we'll cover here in a minute. So long story short, I drive home, all the way from the Northeast all the way back down to DC, and I can't wait to get home because I'm going to study this page, go over all my notes, and I started adding simple pieces to my sales page, the page that clearly was not working because I'd sent maybe a couple hundred people to this page, and everyone said no, they didn't want my product. And I knew this page, the flaw was not my product. I had a great product. Like, you're probably thinking the same thing I thought back then, which is I have this great product or this great product idea that I know is going to help people, but no one's buying it. Like, they don't know how good my product is, so I must be not communicating it well enough, right? Like, it's not the fault of my product. If someone actually bought, I would have made them a better baseball player. If you have a coaching program, if someone actually signed up, you'd probably help them become better at X, Y, or Z, whatever your product is. If you have a physical product, it's most likely a really good product. You probably poured blood, sweat, and tears into that product. So in the end, I start adding simple pieces to this little page. Paul had a headline up at the top that got people excited about what the product was, so I put a headline up at the top of my page. He had a 60-day money-back guarantee, so I put a little guarantee area on this page. He had a little section at the top that asked a few questions and kind of told the story behind that product and why he made it. So I did the same thing. And what happened next was the day that if you've made a sale online, you'll never forget that day that you made your first sale. If you haven't, the day that you make that first sale, which I hope for you is very, very soon after today, it's a day that I'll never forget. It was Tuesday, April 20th, 2010, and I'm sitting at work before my lunch break at 11:24 a.m. and my not my phone, but my Gmail gets a little notification, and I log in and I see this email. This lady Deborah down in Florida had bought my $27 10-step baseball power hitting ebook. Not the best name, but I didn't know what I was doing back then. So long story short, I made this sale, and I'm thinking, oh my God, it worked. I didn't change anything except that page, except that sales page that now was doing a much better job at selling my product. And this is basically what I looked like at work. I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. I just made money while I'm sitting at work getting paid, to do my job. And long story short, this was just the beginning. I fell in love with this whole process. I instantly realized that, in the end, the secret to selling your product on the internet is having a super dialed in page that communicates what your product is, why it's going to help somebody, and that's it. Nothing else really matters. The big problem was back then we were doing all of this stuff the hard way. This was, like I said, back in 2009, and even up until recently. To get these simple pages done, you have to hire a designer or learn how to design. Luckily, I actually went to school for design, so I knew how to use Photoshop and stuff like that. I still had to hire someone to help out. You have to hire a copywriter and a web designer, programmer, set up tracking. Like, these pages cost thousands and thousands of dollars to get set up. Plus, you got to link it up with credit card companies and get a merchant account and a processor. The whole process was super, super difficult to get a website up online that communicates what your product is and actually be able to take a credit card for it. So that was the hard way. The good news is now there's an easy way, and that's what I want to show you guys here today. So you ready? So the easy way is something that I call the one-page funnel. And in the end, it comes down to 3 simple steps. This 3-step process, step number 1 is how to start selling any product with nothing but one single page. Step 2 is how to set up this page in under 5 minutes, even if you have 0 marketing experience. And step 3 is how to get a virtually unlimited source of hyper-qualified buyers, even if you don't have a list or have any money to spend on ads. So let's dive in. Step number 1, this is probably the most important step. This is how you can start selling any product online with nothing but one single page. So like I showed you before, this is the typical website, the typical sales process. That yours probably looks something like this if you've tried to sell something, right? Like this is what mine looked like that I thought would work, and in the end, it didn't work. And the good news is if you just replace that with this thing that I call the one-page funnel, this one page that uses our 4-step one-page protocol to convince even the most skeptical prospect into becoming a red-hot raving customer that buys again and again and again, you can turn even the most dead site into a site that generates serious revenue. So here's a quick example. Let's say you're getting 25 visitors a day. What most people don't realize is the average website, the one that I had in the beginning, just a website with some content, maybe a couple blog posts, and then a page that kind of tells you what the product is, what the price is, and links to some sort of checkout page or order form where you can place an order. The average site that's set up like that converts at less than 1%. It's actually 0.5%. The average page that has an actual sales process using this one-page funnel converts at over 5%. Think about that. That's a 10x difference in conversion. So, like in our little example, if you have 25 visitors a day and you're getting a 0.5% conversion, you're going to get 4 buyers every single month. 4 buyers a month, not a day, 4 buyers a month. So let's say you're selling a $27 product like I was, you might make $108 a month if you're lucky. And that's kind of the trajectory I was on. Maybe every once in a while I get lucky and make a sale, but it's not going to become a real business. It's not going to be worth my time to work on a business like that. If you just replace that crappy page with this one-page funnel, all of a sudden you go to 5% conversion at just 25 visitors a day, you get 38 buyers a month. You're selling that same $27 product. That's $1,206 a month. Now look, that might not be quit your job and retire at 30 years old type of money, but how many of you would just $1,200 a month, would that like seriously change your life a little bit? Like you could, that's a pretty amazing car. That, like, for a lot of people, that's a mortgage or your entire rent payment for the month. That's some serious saving money. And not only that, like just the ability to start making that kind of money, it takes your confidence to a whole nother level, and usually you scale to the moon from there. Make sense? And if you're thinking, well, Brian, look, this sounds like it really works well for you, but I don't sell information products, so what should I do? Well, the good news is this page works for basically any type of business, whether you sell information products, e-commerce and physical products, services, if you're a coach or consultant, if you have a real brick and mortar business, if you're an author or speaker, or you sell affiliate products, or you're in a network marketing company, it literally works for any type of business. For example, this is the single page that I use to sell our high-ticket coaching and consulting packages. This one simple little page has a survey up at the top, and then they put a deposit right on that page. And this page alone has made me over $500,000 for the last couple of years selling our mastermind and our high-ticket coaching program. So if you sell high-ticket, this absolutely works for you and actually makes your life a heck of a lot simpler. And if you sell affiliate products, well, here's an exact example of one of the pages I used recently to win an affiliate contest for a buddy of mine who had a fantastic product that he was allowing affiliates to promote. And you can see this is the transfers into my PayPal account, almost $64,000 in sales from a product that I did not own, and I just used this one page to recommend that product. And if you sell e-commerce, here's another awesome page. My buddy Will sells tennis CDs and DVDs, and he ships this DVD all over the world, selling physical products with this one single page. And if you're in a network marketing company, this is actually one of my favorite examples. This is a page on the left of my buddy Adam, who is in Advocare. And he was struggling for a while with Advocare. He was asking his friends and family to sign up, and just like everybody's friends and family are getting pretty annoyed. And he couldn't figure out how to climb the ranks at Advocare. He's only making, I think it's like a couple $100 a month. Well, now he actually created a little simple fitness course, and he uses the one page to sell that course. And now then he just lets all of those new customers who know, like, and trust him and love his product, he lets them know about Advocare, and they all sign up. And he doesn't have to spam anyone, doesn't have to call his friends and family. And now he's climbing the ranks at Advocare faster than ever. And lastly, if you have a real business, here's a perfect example of a local ballet studio here in actually my hometown. My daughter goes here, and we help these studio owners set up this one single page that parents go to and sign up for classes. And the crazy part is this studio was actually struggling a lot in the last couple of years. But in the last, I think it's now the last 3 months, they have over tripled the enrollment to this studio. They're getting over 1 student a day, and a student to this business is worth $1,000. So this page alone is generating over $1,000 a day for this real brick and mortar business. So if you're a chiropractor or you own a gym, this can absolutely work for you. And then lastly, if you're thinking, Brian, again, this sounds awesome, but I don't have a product. Well, stay tuned, because at the end of this presentation, I'm pretty excited. I'm actually going to show you how to solve that problem once and for all. Sound good? So just hang out to the end, and I'll take care of that for you. So if you're sitting there wondering, look, that's great, but what do I actually put on this page? Well, it all boils down to this simple process that we call the one-page protocol. And what it all comes down to is something we call the core 4. In the end, the only thing you have to do on this page to convince anyone to buy your product is excite them, connect with them, prove to them that your product works and that you stand behind it, and then convert them into an actual paying customer. That's it. So write that down. Excite, connect, prove, and convert. And each one of these has multiple steps. The most important one is prove. This is one that most people screw up, and most people screw it up because they don't think that they have proof yet. Someone, most likely, you're probably sitting there thinking like, hey, my product is new. I don't have any testimonials yet. I'm not endorsed by anybody yet. I don't have videos or quotes from my customers because, they haven't used the product. I haven't sold any yet. Well, the good news is you don't have to have actual testimonials or real proof that your product works before you actually start selling it. You can eventually add those things, but just adding things like a guarantee. So you can do that right from day one. Have a 30, 60, 90-day guarantee. A little hint, the longer your guarantee is, the more customers you'll actually convert. Most people are actually scared of giving someone a 60-day or 90-day or 365-day unconditional money-back guarantee. But the truth is you'll actually sell more and keep more of your money the longer your guarantee is. Again, if you don't have testimonials, just use trust seals. These little badges here that you can download on Google, these images, and put onto your one page, these things can literally double your sales just by showing people that your website is protected, you're backed by PayPal or Stripe or Visa, MasterCard, whatever it is. The other cool little technique that I always use, especially when I'm launching a new product, is third-party quotes. So here's a quick example. Let's assume you're selling this book on the left called The 12-Week Year. The author of this book, his name's actually Brian Moran. That is not me. Everyone always thinks it's me, but it's not. But let's say you're selling this book. It's called The 12-Week Year. It's all about productivity. If you've ever read it, it's a great book. And so what I would do if I was selling this book and it was brand new, I would use this quote by Tony Robbins. Now, it kind of looks like a testimonial. It looks like Tony Robbins is endorsing my product, but I'm not lying and saying he's endorsing it. I'm going to say on my page, look, the truth about productivity is it's super important, and I'm not the only one saying it. Even Tony Robbins says that setting goals is the first step to turning the invisible into the visible. So Tony Robbins endorses kind of in a third-party way what I'm trying to teach you in this book. So if you're selling a fitness course, maybe your fitness course is all about abs, and go get a quote from Oprah or from some fitness guru that talks about the importance of having a strong core. You see what I mean? You get someone else that is famous, that has endorsed the idea of what your product is trying to sell, and you use that. That's how you overcome that. But in the end, you follow any one of those 4 steps, and you're going to significantly increase the amount of people you're converting on a daily basis. So, quick question. Given these things, don't you think you could set up just one simple page? And don't you think your life would be a whole lot more easy? They're a whole lot easier if that's all you had to do. You didn't have to set up these, complicated marketing funnels or set up these, big automated webinars or whatever it is. If you just could set up this one single page, use this one-page protocol, and start convincing more people to buy. So here is step number 2, how to set up this one page in under 5 minutes, even if you have zero marketing experience. So quick backstory. This was November 16, 2013. That's me on the right, and this guy over on the left, his name's Justin. We actually went to college together. We reconnected. This was probably 5 years after we graduated. Had dinner together with a bunch of friends, and we were just kind of talking about, what we're each doing professionally. I was running my site full time at this point. And he started asking questions about my online business, where we were selling courses about, we had our baseball site, we had a Facebook marketing site, we had a couple software businesses that we were running all online. And he was really curious. And he's like, hey, it sounds awesome. How does this really work? And I explained to him over the next 45 minutes that, look, running a business online is awesome, but there are still some things that are really annoying. Every time we launch a new product, we have to buy new shopping cart software or a CRM. We got to apply for a merchant account. We got to get a payment processor. We usually have to find a coder and designer to set up some of these pages and hook it all up. And sometimes that stuff still doesn't even work. We still got to tweak stuff along the way. And Justin's response kind of surprised me. He said, well, I actually, I could probably help you with that. And I was like, well, what do you mean? Like, you were a political science major, and he actually explained to me that he had become a software developer. So I thought, well, all right, I don't know if you actually can help, but let's actually schedule a time to meet up at our office and flesh all this out. So here's about a week later, we met up and we started talking. We ended up talking for, I think it was 4 or 5 hours. We started brainstorming all kinds of different things that we could build that would end up creating a tool that made it insanely easy especially for beginners, to start selling products online. It would take care of the merchant account, the processor, and setting up these pages and all the tech stuff behind the scenes and making sure your customers get their product. It would take care of all of that for you with a couple clicks of the mouse. And in the end, 18 months later, we actually ended up partnering up and we built a tool that's now called SamCart. SamCart's job is literally creating these one-page funnels for you. And the cool thing is, every single one of the templates that we now have, I think we have 17 templates you can go in and use for anything that you're trying to sell, whether it's a physical product, digital, service, whatever. All of these templates we have infused with this one-page protocol, that 4-step process that Paul taught me in the beginning. That was the key to me actually being able to convert, to go from someone who had never made a sale online to someone who had made, I think it was 5 or 10 sales in that first couple days after I put that process in place. And the good news is we've taken the one-page protocol from the beginning, that was 2009, and it has gotten 10 times better since then with the amount of stuff that we've learned and tested and added to these templates. So you guys want to see inside of SamCart, and I'll show you how it works? All right, sounds good. So here is SamCart. All you do is you go and you log in, and then once you're inside, you click this little orange button and you set up your product. You name your product, give it a description, set up the price. And the cool thing is you can sell one-time products, that's just a one-time charge, or you can sell recurring subscriptions or whatever you want to sell, which is pretty cool. You can do payment plans, you can do free trial, paid trial. So the good news is whatever you want to sell, however you want to sell it, you can do it right from inside SamCart. As soon as you set up your product, the next part is the fun part. This is where you just pick one of these templates, and I'm just going to go ahead and click this one right here, and all of a sudden you have a page that now is ready to accept credit cards, and you can start taking orders right now. The bad news is this page, how it stands right now, you're going to probably make that $108 a month that I showed you before. This is like my original page. There's nothing on this page that's going to convince somebody to buy. But the good news is, you flip back to SamCart and you start filling out this template. And again, this template, by the time you're done filling it out, you will have what we call is the one-page protocol. You will excite people about your product. You'll prove to them that it works. You'll connect with them by telling them the story behind the product. And all of a sudden, you'll go back to your page and you'll have this masterpiece, this work of art that will now start to convince people at a rate of probably 10 to 1 from before, how good your product is and that they should actually buy it. And the good news is, like I said, we've made these things even better. We've learned so much more about how to convert sales. So one of the things we've added is the ability to turn off fields that you don't need. So this little form here, if you don't need billing address and shipping address, you just go back into SamCart and you turn off those areas with 3 clicks of the mouse. And all of a sudden you go back to your SamCart page. Those fields now disappear and your page just became that much easier to fill out. And this might seem like a little thing, but let me stress to you, we have, I think it's over 7,000 people using SamCart now, 7,000 businesses, and they've generated over $500 million in sales. And a couple months ago, we were looking at the pages that convert the highest. We're always looking at what works and what doesn't so that we add them to all of our templates and we make them so much easier for you guys to do the same thing. And this form field thing was the biggest aha that we found. We looked at hundreds and thousands of pages, and the ones that converted the highest were the ones that had the fewest amount of fields or forms on their pages for their customers to fill out. And if you think it makes sense, like how many of us want to sit here and enter in our address twice? Like nobody. How many of us on a mobile phone want to sit there and fat finger in our name, email, mother's maiden name, favorite color, sister's brother's middle name? Like you don't want to fill out forms. So the easier we can make it, the better. And that means you're going to make more money. One of the other cool things you can add to these pages are little things called upsells and order bumps. So you just go back here. If you have another product that you want someone to be able to add to their order, you click that little button, go back to your page, and boom, all of a sudden you have this little thing called an order bump or an upsell that someone can click and add another product to their order so that you make even more money. So that is SamCart. Now, obviously, the obvious question is, who here thinks SamCart is both awesome and easy, and is something that you think you could go in there and do what I just did and set up your first page in the first couple minutes? And it is super easy. It's why over 7,000 people now use it to simplify their business. One of those is Asaya. We actually got this message in a little while ago. She was able to log in here and set up her first page within minutes. In that first day, had made over $536. $536, and she was actually selling a recurring subscription or payment plan. So I think she had over $1,000 extra that was supposed to come in and ended up coming in over the next couple weeks. Here's another message from Damon. He switched from another platform where he was currently selling his stuff, and he used this one-page protocol instead of what he was using before, and his sales are now up over 800%. How awesome is that? I mean, can you imagine if you're already making sales, can you imagine 8xing your business like literally overnight just by making a couple simple tweaks? So that's step number 2. Step number 3 is one of my favorites. This is how to get a virtually unlimited amount of hyper qualified traffic to your page without a list, if you don't have an email list or an audience or a social media following, and without spending a dime of your own money on ads. So here's the big lie. The big lie that most people think, especially when they're starting out, is they think whoever has the biggest ad budget wins. They see people like me running ads online, and they think, well, it's easy for Brian to do it because he has, thousands of dollars that he can just dump into ads, and it doesn't matter if he makes it back or not. Well, that's not true, and that's not how I pay for my ads. You see, quick question. How cool would it be if Mark Zuckerberg actually gave you an unlimited ad budget so that you could go into Facebook ads and show your ads to as many customers as you wanted to? Who here would like that? Who here thinks that if Zuckerberg gave you an unlimited ad budget, he gave you an account that could just run ads for free all day, that you could probably make some serious money? You could probably change your life overnight, right? Well, the crazy part is that's not too far from the truth. And let me explain why. You see, back in 2010, now that I had this new page, after I had gone and met Paul and I made tweaks to this page, and all of a sudden this page actually converted. This page actually was able now to convert normal visitors that came to my site into actual paying customers. You see, what happened is after I came home and I made those first couple sales, I went up to my wife and I said, look, I know I'd lost $50 in ads before, but I think what I have now will work. I've made some changes. I've already made a couple sales. I think what I have now is going to work. Can I please spend another $50? And in the end, she agreed and let me do it. I don't think she thought it was going to work. But luckily, she was kind enough to not get too upset and to pretend that she believed in what I was trying to do. So I took that $50 and I bought an ad that started sending people to this page. And here's my simple ad back then. It just said, hey, do you need help hitting? Click this ad and go over to this page. And what ended up happening was I took that $50. I think for that $50, we probably sent like 100 people to that page. And I made 3 sales that day. 3 sales. Ended up totaling $100 in revenue. So you think about that for a second. That morning, I took $50. I bought an ad. The only thing I risked was $50. And by the end of the day, not only did I have my $50 back, but now I'm playing with house money. Now I have $50 extra that I can then either go out to dinner that night, or I can do what I ended up doing. I can then go use that $100 and buy more ads with it. You see, now I'm actually not using my money. Now I'm using Mark Zuckerberg's money because he sent me buyers that gave me $100. The only thing I had to risk was that $50 up front. And this was my aha moment. I spent that $100 the next day, and what do you think happened? Well, I got twice as many sales. I got 6 sales that day and ended up making $200. And again, if you don't believe me, here's actually the screenshot. Like I said, this was April 22nd or April 20th, 2010. That was my first sale that I had made. There's that sale from Deborah. That day, made those 2 sales, took that money, put it right back in. The next day, made 2 more sales, took that money, put it right back in. The next day, made 5 sales. I'm now 3 days into my internet career of actually making money and went from 2 sales the first day to 5 sales 2 days later. Like, that's how quickly this stuff can scale. And it didn't stop there. In fact, over the next 12 months, I generated over $1 million from that one page. One page. Most people think to reach the 6-figure level, the 7-figure level, the 8-figure level, you need hundreds of pages and all these different things going on, and podcasts and blogs and affiliates and running ads all over the place. No, you don't. You just need one ad and one page. That, in the end, this is the message that I want to make sure that beginners, people that are just getting started, I wish someone would have walked me through this. Luckily, it took me 18 months, but luckily I found a guy like Paul who was able to sit me down and show me how this stuff works. This is the aha moment. I'm telling you right now. I know you're probably sitting there, thinking, look, $1 million, that is so far in the future. I can't even imagine that. Well, just imagine 1/10 of that, $100,000. And if that's too big, imagine 1/10 of the 1/10, like $10,000. And if that's too big, just imagine $1,000 and realize that no matter how distraught you are right now, no matter how many things you've tried, that there are people out there, and it's almost every business out there that is doing serious revenue online. In the end, when you boil everything down, it usually comes down to one single page, one single sales message, whether it's a webinar or a sales page like this one or a sales video. In the end, that is the skill that separates the amateurs from the pros online. So how do you apply that? Well, here's how you apply it. Let's say you come out with a new ebook. This is actually an ebook that we released a couple months ago called the Ultimate Upsell Script. So here's all I did, and here's all you need to do. You have your product. All you have to do is step number 1, set up one single page and follow the one-page protocol. Connect with people, excite them, prove that your product actually works, and then convert the sale. And that's it. You do that first step. And step number 2 is set up a single Facebook ad that sends super targeted people to that page. And that's it. And here's exactly what happened. This is the ad that we actually are running every single day right now. And when we put $1 in, we make $1.84 back. Now, it's not 2 to 1, but it's pretty damn good, right? If you could put $1 in and give me $1 and I'd send you back $1.84, and I'd do that no matter how much money you sent me, you'd send me all the money you have. And you'd be playing with house money. You would not have to spend your own money. When you can get a formula like this and your page converts well enough that you make more money than you put in, you're not using your own money. And that is how you scale a business. That's how you take, a page like that we just set up a couple months ago, and you get it to the point where now this page runs every single day. This ad runs every single day. No matter what I do, I don't have to mess with it. I don't have to tweak it. I don't have to watch it. And it pulls in $1,729 a day on average. Is that cool? Like, can you guys see how that could possibly work for you? You can see how you could actually, you could set up a single ad. You could set up a single page, especially if you had the step-by-step blueprint, right? And speaking of the ad, if you're wondering, well, the ad seems simple enough, but what is the ad actually supposed to look like? What am I supposed to say? Well, how cool would it be if you could actually go out and find your biggest competitor, the number 1 player in your space, and you could get them to show you their exact ads. If you said, hey, company A, you're kicking everybody's ass in this niche, and I see you're running ads. Can I see all of your ads, and can you explain to me why they work and what images you're using and what text you're using? Most likely they'd tell you no, but the good news is you don't even need to ask them. I'll show you right now how to go find 4.5 million proven Facebook ads you can copy for yourself. So the backstory real quick is this was me. This is my little daughter back in, this is like 2 years ago. So 2016 time frame, and I'm sitting at a dance recital. Like I said, my wife and her mom run a dance studio in our hometown, and I had watched over the last couple of years the economy when it went down in 2008. It really hurt the studio, and I'm now at this recital, and there's hardly anybody here anymore. Like, we're doing their end of the year recital. This gym is normally packed with parents, packed with kids, packed with families, and it's just starting to get dull. Like, it's starting, like the studio's just kind of slowly dying. And I'm thinking, you know what? My daughter's almost, at this point, almost 2, and she's going to be starting dance classes when she's 3. And I don't want her to go to a school that, is slowly dying. Like, I want her to go to a school that is thriving, that has hundreds of students in it. Now the studio is almost down under 100 students. So I'm thinking, you know what? I'm just going to go help. I understand this marketing game enough. I'm pretty sure I could figure this out, and figure out how to make this whole Facebook ad and one-page funnel thing work for an offline, real brick and mortar business. And I said, screw it. So I pulled out my cell phone, and here's what I did. I went to Facebook, and I searched dance company up at the top, and I looked for fan pages of dance companies in our area. And I found one of the biggest ones called District Dance Company. I clicked this little button down the lower left called Info and Ads, and guess what? Facebook shows me all of their ads. All of them. I don't need to call the studio. I don't need to get their permission. I got all their ads. I got their headlines. I got their text. I have the landing pages they send people to. I got the images. I have everything. So what do you think I did? I modeled that exact ad. They used a picture of their students. I used a picture of mine. Their messaging was talking about, wasn't talking about the studio and the classes and the prices. It talked about what the parents really care about. The daughters building memories and the daughters building friendships. And so that's what my ad looked like, pure and simple. A simple little ad right here. It's about a paragraph of text, a simple image. And where do you think I sent those ads? To a one-page funnel that used this one-page protocol 4-step process. That's it. And what do you think happened? Well, the bad news is these ads don't run around the clock, year-round, because the dance studio world, it kind of comes and goes. They have spring semester, fall semester, winter semester. So I ran ads in August for the fall semester and in December for the January semester. And look what happened. I'll just let you look at this slide for a second. We spent $3,500 in ads, and we generated almost $50,000 in sales. And that's just up front. That's up front. This is for the first semester. Almost every single one of these students that comes in September is going to re-up in January. All the ones that re-up in January are going to then re-up in April. And this screenshot was taken before April, so this April number is probably 3 times as big now. Like I said, that studio was slowly dying, had almost under 100 students when we started. Almost under 100 students. And here's where we're at today. My daughter's now 3.5 years old, and that studio has 320 students. This is a room, we did a little princess camp recently. This room had 35 3-year-olds in it. 35 3-year-olds. They have ages from 3 all the way up to 18. So this is just one segment, 1/18 of the studio, and there's 35 girls in here. Think about that for a second. One page, and we basically tripled the business in a matter of months. Isn't that cool? So, kind of draws close to the end now. So let's recap everything we covered. We covered how to start selling a product online with nothing but a single page, how to set it up in under 5 minutes, and then how to get a virtually unlimited amount of hyper qualified traffic to your one page without spending a dime. And technically, you could spend $50. Then after that, you're not spending a dime. You're playing with house money after that. So is that fun? Was that helpful, guys? Is this something that you can see, that how you can apply to your business? How no matter everything you've tried before, that if you fix this one page and you create a sales page that's based on this one page protocol that goes down this 4-step process, that you will start to make your product appear 10 times more valuable and enticing to the people that are visiting your site. You see how that will work and how powerful that can be once that starts to work? So I have a quick question for you. See, chances are you're probably feeling these 2 different emotions. You're probably super excited because you think man, if I could just get this dialed in, the sky is the limit. And I know that feeling. I've been in your shoes, and hundreds of other people, students of ours and users of SamCart have been in your shoes. So we know how you feel. And number two, you're probably not exactly sure where to start. And that's 100% my fault. See, the truth is we only had an hour here together, so I had to go super quick, and a 1 hour webinar isn't really going to create the change in your life that you want or deserve. The truth is you need more than that. So listen, even though what I taught today was super valuable, and it sounds like from the comments that you guys agreed, this was just the tip of the iceberg. And if you like what I've shared with you so far, and you've said to yourself that you want to go even deeper, you'll love what I have for you next. You see, before doing this webinar today, I was thinking, how can I take a more active role in making sure you succeed? Because the truth is, you need way more than we can cover in just a short hour-long training like we did today. There's so much that I had to leave out for the sake of time that I know is critical to your success. And that's why I've been quietly working behind the scenes on a brand new program that delivers everything that you need if your goal is to both simplify your business and make that first sale and get to that 6 or 7 figure level eventually online. So my question for you is it all right if I take 5 or 10 minutes to explain what's inside of this new program, everything that you get, how it's going to help you, so that you have all the information you can make a decision today if it's right for you? Is that cool? Okay, awesome. So this new program is something that we are super proud of, and I'm happy to introduce today, and it's called the one-page funnel. So here's everything you're going to get inside of the one-page funnel package. The first thing you're going to get after investing in the one-page funnel is SamCart completely free for the next 12 months. This is something that would normally cost $2,400. It's $199 a month. You can go see on our website. We're going to give SamCart to you guys at the premium level, our most expensive plan, completely free for the next 12 months. So here's what SamCart gives you. Here's what the premium members get. You can create up to 100 different pages, sell 100 products. You can sell subscriptions, payment plans, free trial, paid trials, order bumps, one-click upsells, our auto cart abandonment, our template library, integrations, instant product delivery. We charge no transaction fees. You get the advanced reporting, built-in split testing. We recover your subscriptions for you if you sell subscriptions or payment plans. You get physical product support with shipping and quantity. You get all of our access to our live support team. Everything's 100% mobile friendly. All of our built-in pixel tracking analytics, and the list just goes on and on. The cool thing about SamCart that most people find surprising when they get in there is how easy it is to sell any type of product. Whether you're selling an information product like an ebook or a digital course like a video course, or a physical product, or even a service or some kind of coaching program or software. Again, like I said before, no matter what type of product you're selling, you can price it however you want. You can sell one-time payment products, subscriptions, free trials, paid trials, payment plans, whatever you want to price your product, you can do it. And the best part about SamCart, when you simplify your business down to just needing one page, you send one ad to one page, and that one page takes care of closing the sale, tracking how many sales were made, telling you where those sales came from, and actually processing the order. Now all of a sudden, you don't need to spend $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 on hosting and landing pages and shopping carts and affiliate platforms and testing and tracking software. You just don't need any of that stuff anymore. And if you're starting out, look, there might be a time and place where you expand your business and you build off of this one page. But if you're just starting out or you're not at that 6-figure level yet, now is not the time for that stuff. All it's going to do is slow you down. Now remember, I've been there. I had bought, I think, that $400 a month Infusionsoft plan before I even made my first $10,000. And all it did was drain my bank account and distract me. And in the end, I didn't realize how much simpler my business could be if I just focused on generating revenue. And all you need is SamCart to be able to do that. Speaking of SamCart, if you already have a SamCart account, it looks like a couple people on the call do, don't worry. This is actually probably the best thing for you, because if you get the one-page funnel program, you'll get all the training I'm about to show you. Plus, we will upgrade your SamCart account to the premium level and push out all your billing, any subscription payments that you're going to make for the next 12 months. So you basically get it free for the 12 months. And then what happens after the 12 months, if you're wondering that, it's pretty simple. After a year, you get switched back to monthly billing. It's completely up to you. You can Pause your account, upgrade it, downgrade it, cancel it, do whatever you need to do. But the good thing is you don't have to worry about that. For 12 months, don't even worry about it. Focus on growing your business. And then at 12 months, let's see where you're at and see if you need all those SamCart features. And if you don't, you can downgrade down to our Pro plan. It's completely up to you. So you don't have to worry about it. So number one, like I said, you get 12 months of SamCart Premium for free. It's a total value, a real world value. If you went to our site, it would cost you $2,388. But you're also going to get our one-page funnel masterclass. And this is probably the best course we've ever created. This thing is the soup to nuts. It's going to tell you everything and teach you how all of this stuff works. We're going to cover the one-page protocol, the 4-step process for setting up one page that can convince anyone to buy anything. I'm going to give you all of my templates and all of my scripts so that you don't have to worry about writing copy on that page. I'm going to give you all of my advanced sales hacks, which is how I can take any page, even if it's already converting at 5 or 10%, and we can pull out 4 or 5 times more money than it's currently pulling out. And I'll give you those hacks in that module number 3. I'm also going to show you how to apply this one page and use it to sell ebooks and courses and membership sites, physical products or e-commerce stores, coaching and consulting products, and even brick and mortar. So no matter what you're selling or no matter what you're hoping to sell in the future, you will have a step-by-step proven blueprint and template that you can literally copy paste and start sending traffic to. Cool? So now you get 12 months of SamCart free and the one-page funnel masterclass, a total value of $7,383. But what else do you need? Because I want you to have everything. I don't want you to just have the software and this training, because the truth is you could have both of those things, but you still might not know how to go get traffic. And that's why we're going to throw in our $2,000 traffic tactics course. And this course covers how to get traffic from email marketing, YouTube, retargeting, podcasting, Facebook ads, Instagram, affiliates, and blogging. And in case you're wondering if I know what I'm talking about when it comes to traffic, number one, we get over 10,000 visits a day to our websites. You can go look up our fan page on Facebook. We have over 325,000 fans. We have over 1 million downloads on a number 1 ranked podcast called 5 Minute Marketing. You can look that up on your phone to see if I'm full of it or not. It should be ranked most likely in the top 10 in the business category. We have hundreds of affiliates that promote our products. We have an email list of over 200,000 people. I've spent it's probably over $4 million now on Facebook ads. And again, that was not my money that I spent. I spent Mr. Zuckerberg's money. And then again, we have, when it comes to traffic, not to toot my own horn, but we know what we're doing, and I can show you how to get more traffic than you know what to possibly deal with. So if we throw that in, now you get 12 months of SamCart for free, the one-page funnel masterclass, and traffic tactics. It's a total value of $9,380. But there's something else that you need. You see, you're going to have SamCart, so it's going to build the one page for you. You're going to have the one page funnel masterclass, so you can apply it and learn the ins and outs of how to apply this to any product, any niche. You're going to have an unlimited source of traffic, but there's something else you need. And where this all kind of stems back from is a couple weeks ago, we were looking at the most successful people using SamCart. These are people that combined have generated over $502 million online. So we took the best of the best. We said anyone making over $500,000 a year, I want to look at their account and we're going to go see what do they all have in common? How are they generating these sales? And one of the biggest things we realized is these people that are doing over $500,000 a year, they tend to have 1 or 2 huge spikes in their sales each year. And it's because they do this thing called a product launch. And it's something you can do whether it's a new product or an old product. And we ended up creating a course called the One Page Launch. We've actually done probably 15 or 20 of these launches. A handful of them been over 6-figure. A couple of them been multiple, or 7-figure, sorry. A couple of them been multiple 7-figure launches in a single weekend. So this course called the One Page Launch is going to show you how to create your biggest payday of the year with nothing but a single page. So forget if you've seen, if you know what I'm talking about when you see these guys doing these huge 3-part video series launches that seem super, kind of scary to beginners. You don't need to do all that stuff. I'll literally show you how to pull off a 5, 6, potentially even 7-figure launch with nothing but one single page. I'll give you our launch marketing calendar, all of the emails that we send, all of our scripts and templates and ad copy with the goal of helping you pull off a 5 or 6-figure payday. In just this bonus alone, we had a couple people go through, and here's some of the results they got. Cyrus was able to do $9,000 in 24 hours. Imagine that. Like, how awesome would that be? Barry was able to do $15,000 the first time he used this strategy in a brand new market. It was completely newbie. Johnny was able to do $21,240 in 4 days, and he's selling a product to knitters. Like, imagine that. Like, most likely, whoever you're selling to, they're probably a niche that's probably more lucrative than the knitting niche. So if Johnny was able to do $21,000 and all he did was rewrite our templates, if you read his quote here, imagine what you could do. So if we throw that in, you get 12 months of SamCart for free, the one-page funnel masterclass, traffic tactics, and the one-page launch. Total value of $11,377. But there's one other thing that you need. And like I said, you get the software, the one-page funnel masterclass, traffic tactics, the one-page launch. But there's another thing that in the end is super important and usually ends up costing people like you and me a ton of money. And that is hiring copywriters. You see, in the end, the text that you have on your page, or if you make a video, in that video is the most important part to you generating sales. Now, I'm going to give you as much of my knowledge as you can so that you can learn how to write and basically copy what I do. But I thought I could take it one step further. And what we did is I actually took all of our swipe files, things that I've spent over $237,000 of my own money on copywriters, and we put it into a product called the $237,000 swipe file. Pretty original name, right? And what's cool is inside the swipe file, you're actually going to get access to all of my Facebook ad copy, to all of my one-page funnel copy. If they have a video, I'll give you the video script. If they had emails going to those pages, I'll give you the email campaigns. Everything that we have when it comes to swipe that you literally can copy and paste and rework a little bit to make it make sense for your product, you're going to get access to it. Sound good? So now, if we sum up everything you're going to get, it's 12 months of SamCart, the one-page funnel masterclass, traffic tactics, the one-page launch, and the $237,000 swipe file. And one last thing, if you're thinking, well, Brian, this is all awesome, but I don't have a product. Well, I want to take that excuse away forever, because in the end, the product is the easy part. The only thing you have to have is a blueprint for actually getting a product ready, a blueprint for deciding what product is actually worth selling. And that's why we're going to throw in our product creation masterclass. This is a live training that we recorded. We did it a couple months ago where we covered our 3-step niche selection process. So you know exactly what niche to go into, and you know how to evaluate if the niche you're thinking about is actually worth it. A little secret that we call our product discovery survey technique, which by the end of this little survey, you'll actually know exactly what product to create. And then our 3-day product creation blueprint, literally, whether you're selling or you want to sell an information product, an ebook, a video course, or a physical product, and you want to drop ship or sell something in the e-commerce space, or you want to sell a service, whether it's coaching, consulting, lawn mowing, whatever you want to do, we will show you our process for creating any one of these types of products in literally a weekend, a 3-day long weekend. And that's it. So by the end of this one little bonus, you'll have a product ready to sell, and then you'll have the infrastructure, the 2 steps, step-by-step process where you can actually start selling that product by Monday morning. So now, obviously, we're going to add the product creation masterclass to the bottom here, so you get 12 months of SamCart, the masterclass, traffic tactics, the one-page launch, and the $237,000 swipe file. So the total value now is $14,861. And we always do this last bonus for all of our customers, no matter who you are. I want to make sure you guys get the support you need, because there's always questions that come up along the way, and you might get lost or distracted. And I want to make sure we can get you laser focused and get you back in the game and get you the help you need when you need it. So we're going to throw in our One-Page Profits 21-day email course, which is just a daily reminder that lets you know, hey, today we're going to focus on this one little task. So it's a bite-sized thing. So if you want to take your time, by the end of the 21 days, you'll be good to go. We'll get you access to our private high-end Facebook group. There's over 4,000 people in here. The average income, online income of each one of the 4,000 people in this group is over 6 figures. So if you're someone who's like, man, I would just really like to talk to some people who are doing this every day, there is no better group on Facebook than this group, period. And we got people selling digital products, physical products, services, software, So if you want to get some questions answered, this is the place to go. Plus, we're going to give you our quick start live training call. So we throw in all that stuff. Now we're looking at a total value of $18,352. Now, obviously, I'm not going to ask you to pay $18,000. That would be crazy, especially, for beginners. I'm not going to charge you that. But if I did, if I said, hey, look, this thing, it's worth 18 grand. I need $18,000 for it. If all it did for you was help you make that first sale and started getting you on that snowball, which usually leads to making your second sale and your third and your 10th and your 100th and your 1,000th sale, if just getting that momentum, would it be worth it? And if all it did was save you a few months of wasted time and energy and get you to wherever you're going to be eventually by next month instead of next year, would it be worth it? Or if all it did was just give you a massive shortcut to building the business of your dreams, would it be worth it? Most likely the answer is a resounding yes. So when it came to actually pricing this out, I had two options. Number one was sell this as cheap as possible and get it into as many hands as I could without going bankrupt. But the only problem with doing that is it would mean that I would have less resources to make sure that these bonuses and the course and the software was the best thing that you ever invested in, hands down. And I wouldn't be able to do that. So I chose option number two, which requires a little bit higher investment on your part, but it means that I can absolutely blow you away with the quality of this software, with the quality of the training and the resources and the staff that we've hired to make sure that you become successful and get to where you're trying to get to. Cool? So another question to ask yourself is, what would just one of these pages be worth to you? And the good news is, once you do this once, doing it again and again and again is easy. We have dozens of these pages that are making us, anywhere from a couple $100 a day to a couple $1,000 a day. And I showed you one of them. It's making $1,700 a day. So if you just had one of these pages, what do you think it'd be worth to you? An extra $1,000 a month? Maybe if you mess it up, an extra $5,000 a month, an extra $10,000 a month. Like, imagine that. Like, how much would just one of these pages be worth to you? Let alone, a couple, 2, 3, 4, or a dozen or more. And the other thing to remember is, every once in a while we do these live events, and I use this one-page protocol to fill these events up. And these people pay anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 to fly in to DC and have us teach them these strategies in not a one-on-one, a one-to-many, a group setting for 2 days. $10,000 that they pay to come and have me do it. And some of them ask me to do it for them, and usually they end up taking that back because I let them know what it costs. And the truth is, for me to take time away from my own business and time away from my family, I charge $100,000 for someone, if someone wants me to set up this two-step process, their add to this one page, $100,000. So if you think about that, now I'm not going to be doing this for you, but you getting all of my swipe files. I'll be here, hand holding you through the process. My staff will be helping you through the process. So it's almost the same thing. So you can see why this would be an absolute steal at almost $5,000. And what we're going to do is we're going to release to the general public at $19.97. But because you guys are here today, I want to make you a super special offer that is only available here on this call since you guys showed up. And what that means is, instead of paying not the $5,000 and not the $2,000 general public price, you guys can get access to everything. 1 year of SamCart Premium for free, all of the bonuses for just one payment of $997. And all you got to do is go to onepagefunnel.com/go right now. And again, just to put this in perspective, you guys get 12 months of SamCart Premium, which by itself would cost you almost $2,400. And that's why this offer is only available on this call. We cannot make this offer public. Our customers would go crazy. And the good news is, if you're already a customer, you should take us up on this, and it'd be the cheapest way to pay for your SamCart account moving forward. You get the one-page funnel masterclass, traffic tactics, the one-page launch, the swipe file, product creation masterclass, and all the other bonuses I didn't even list here, plus all the ongoing support. None of these things are sold separately right now. They're all closed. And again, you wouldn't want to pay the retail price anyway. You can get them all right now for just $997. Like I said, 12 months of SamCart is $2,400 almost, $2,388. You get it for free with your investment today. And again, here's just proof. You want to go to our site, it's $199 a month to get SamCart. So go to onepagefunnel.com/go right now. If you have any questions, we have people standing by with live chat on that page. And scroll down right to the bottom, just fill out that form, and you'll secure your spot right now. And if you're wondering, look, I really want to do this, but it's a lot of money. I don't know if I want to risk it. There is zero risk right here, and here's why. I have your back 110%. If this doesn't work for you, I don't deserve your money, period. But I know how much this is going to work. I've been in your shoes. I know how close you are to making that first sale and scaling to the moon from there. And I know how far it can feel when you haven't made that first sale yet. And because I know how close you are, I'm going to completely guarantee this whole program. So if you just give it a shot, set up that first page. If this course doesn't pay for itself, if in the next 30 days you don't make the $1,000 back and some, I will refund everything. So there is nothing to risk. The real question is, isn't it worth just gambling a few minutes of your time to check this out? Even if it only does half of what I promised it will, it's still going to pay for itself the second you set up that first page. And so imagine something for a second. Imagine we're 30 days from now. Imagine we fast forward 30 days and you've set up this one-page funnel and you just made half of what so many other people like you have made. We got Johnny right here who made $21,000 in 4 days. Barry made $15,000 the first time he did it. Cyrus did $9,000 in 24 hours. Imagine you just make half of what they made. What would you, 30 days from now, want to tell yourself looking back as you sit here right now, deciding whether you want to jump in? What would you say to yourself? You'd probably tell yourself to take the leap and actually do it. And that's kind of what it comes down to. In the end, again, like I said, I know where you've been today, and I know, how scary it can be. But in the end, looking back, it's those times when I made that jump, and I, just said, look, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to make the investment. I'm going to believe in myself, and I'm going to give this another shot. And that's usually when the magic actually happens. And here's a crazy bonus we're going to throw in. We don't always do this, but what I'm going to do is for the first 20 people, we're going to do something that you can't get anywhere other than on this call today. And here's what that is. For the first 20 people, instead of limiting your SamCart account to 100 pages, 100 products, 25 upsells, and all the other stuff, we're going to unlock everything. It's going to be a completely unlimited account. This is only for the first 20 people. So you get unlimited pages, products, upsells, split tests, affiliates, subscriptions, priority support. Everything is completely unchained, so you don't ever have to worry about paying more later on. Again, like I said, just for the first 20 people. And again, if you're thinking like, man, I really want to do this, but they don't have a payment plan. It's $9.97 up front. Well, here's the good news. We actually support PayPal credit. So if you go to the page and you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see a little PayPal button right here in the middle of that page. You just click that PayPal box, and then you fill out the form, and this little button is going to pop up. And you can actually use the PayPal credit feature and get all of this completely free for the first 6 months. You put no money down. PayPal takes care of everything for you. You actually pay no interest, and you can pay PayPal back as you want and not pay anything for the first 6 months. So, and again, this whole offer is going to be closing down not Monday. That's actually a typo. It's going to be closing down Sunday at midnight. We'll probably send you guys out a reminder. But this offer on this call with these bonuses is only good today while you guys are on the call. So again, just sign up at onepagefunnel.com/go. You get all this stuff. 12 months of SamCart, the One Page Funnel Masterclass, traffic tactics, one-page launch, $237,000 swipe file, product creation masterclass, and all the other bonuses. It's a mouthful, but you guys need it, and I want to make sure you have what you need. So we're going to take a couple questions. I see a lot of you have signed up. That's awesome. But some of you are still here, and it looks like you're getting ready to sign up. You're sitting on that page, but you probably have a question you need to answer before making the decision. So let's address some of those with the time that we have left. So one of the big ones that we always see is about the money. And look, like I said, I've been in your shoes. I know $1,000 is not chump. It's not chump change. This is a serious investment for a serious person because it's a serious offer that can literally change your life. So look, if the price tag is your primary concern, let's just be clear with one another. A lot of people say they can't afford it. It's just too much. But the truth is, I don't believe you're being straightforward with yourself, and I believe you're holding yourself back. And what I mean by that is, look, if you're saying you can't afford it, like think of another scenario. Let's assume tomorrow morning you got some terrible news from the doctor, and they said, look, you have a life-threatening illness, but we can cure it. we can get you, into the surgery room today and we can get this out of your body, but the surgery is going to cost $997 out of your pocket. Would you say like, hey doc, I just can't afford that right now. It's too much. No, of course not. Like, and that might be an intense example, but it makes the point. The truth is, it's a myth to say that you can or can't afford it. The real question is, are you willing to do what it takes to make the investment or not? And most likely, all of us know, if we had a dire situation and, we had to have that surgery, we know a friend or a family member, or we could open up a credit card, or like I said, the PayPal credit option is right there on that page. All you got to do is scroll down and push that little button, and you can let PayPal front the money. And before you're even, do a payment, if it works for you, you're going to have the money to pay it off. And if it doesn't, we're going to refund your money anyway. So the myth that, it's just too expensive, honestly, in my opinion, is a lie. And, I've been there. I've been held back by that same belief. But in the end, it wasn't until, I took that leap and said, look, I'm actually going to invest in myself that I got the results that I wanted. So look, the truth is you have three options. Option number one is do nothing. But I don't think that's a very good option, because if you just do nothing, you're going to be in the same spot tomorrow that you're in today. Period. So that's not a good option. Option two is you could do something else, but why? Like, you and I both know that what's right in front of you is the thing to do. And then there's option number three, which is just do it. And yes, the money might be tight. It might be a stretch. You're going to have to go out of your comfort zone a little bit, but where do you think the growth actually comes from? You see, that's why you need to quit lying to me, and more importantly, to yourself, and just do what you know needs to be done and go sign up and take that leap and trust in yourself. I believe in you. I know you have what it takes, and I want to give you the resources that you need to actually make this dream of having, a serious business online that can change your life financially, making that a reality. The next big question that I see coming in is all about time. Look, maybe you're worried that you just don't have the time to do this, but look, the truth is, it's not about how much time you have, it's about what you do at the time you have. You see, the truth is, the one-page funnel, this whole process, it doesn't take time. It actually creates time for you. You see, it eliminates all those other things you're trying to do right now that are just distracting with you, and if you're being honest with yourself, they're probably not cutting it, right? Like all those, other tactics and strategies that you're trying and spending time and money on, those things are what's taking up your time. Not this. This actually will create time for you. You see, take it, I showed you this message from Craig before. He made $14,000 in 7 days. $14,000 in 7 days. He didn't complain about not having enough time. He made time. Craig had a full-time job. He's working 9 to 5. He's actually probably working more like 8 to 6. Busting his ass, didn't have hardly any time, but he made the time. He took, a couple hours here and there, did it on the weekends, and when he launched, he made $14,000 in 7 days. That's more than 98% of the world makes in like 3 months. So it's not about the time. Another big question I see coming in is about experience. This is actually one of my favorite topics. You see, look, you might be worried that you just don't have what it takes to pull this off. Like, this sounds like a lot. I'm not sure if I can do this. The funny analogy is like, look, at birth, none of us could walk or talk. Those are pretty, complicated things, but we all figure it out. So in my opinion is actually, if you don't have experience, I believe you're lucky. You see, the truth is I had none of this knowledge or experience or any of these resources when I started. And that's why it took me 18 months to figure it out. But you don't have to take that 18 months to guess and try to make this work. You get this massive shortcut. I never had this massive shortcut. And that's the same thing that happened to Johnny. Johnny was a brand new beginner. He was selling a product in the knitting market. He had no marketing experience before. All he did was he took these templates and he reworked them for his product, and he went live with his one page, sent a couple ads, and he made $21,000 in 4 days with one page. So this is definitely not about experience. We have people, I don't care how, green you are, how inexperienced you are, we have people that are far greener than you that have figured out how to make this work, and they use these templates and they make this stuff work. So here's what I know about you. And I believe this is really important. Number one, I know you can do this. This is something that, the truth is you've already done the hardest part. Especially if you already have a product to sell or you have an idea of a product that you're passionate about, you've done the hard part. That's it. I've seen so many people who they've done everything right and they could crush it if they just had this one page that could convince buyers or convince prospects to become buyers and actually buy. But they fail because they fail to go those last few inches. They fail to make that last tweak. But I know that's not going to be you. I'm not going to let it be you. If you trust me and you invest in yourself today, I will not let that be you. The other thing I know about you is hundreds of our students were right where you are right now, and they took the plunge. It was just another normal day for them. It was just like today. Like you and I sitting here right now, it's just a normal day for them. They took that plunge and they did it. And after that, their life completely changed because of one simple decision on one, simple, normal day like today. So here's how you know if the one-page funnel program is right for you. A couple ways. Number one, if you're overwhelmed because you're trying to do 1,000 things at once and you're not really sure what the next move for you is, this is for you. If you feel stuck and you're not sure what to do next, or you're beyond frustrated because you know your product should be flying off the shelf, but it's just not yet, this is for you. You are right where I was, and you need what is inside this program. It is going to unlock more than you could ever imagine. And it's going to open your eyes to stuff that you wish you would have known before. And that if you don't get your hands on, whenever you do get your hands on it in the future, you're going to wish you got a hold of it today. I can promise you that. So here's a couple of other questions. How long does it take to set up and go through this course? I think like the average customer or average person probably goes through this material in about a week or two. They have their first page and their ad set up probably 3 days later. So in total, it's probably 10 to 15 days. But if you're an overachiever like me and you love to just dive in and you got a couple hours, to dedicate to this stuff, I've seen plenty of people blow through this material, digest everything, and take massive action and get everything up and running and even make their first sale in as little as 3 days. That's how fast this stuff can work. Do I need any other tools? No. Like I said, there might be a time and place for you to get other tools and try to add them on, to this one page that's going to be generating most of the sales, but that time is not right now. What you need, if you're not at the 6-figure level yet or you haven't made your first sale yet, you don't need any of this other stuff. You just don't. You need a SamCart account that can take the order for you and make that process super simple, and you need this one-page protocol template and this material to go set up one page that can convince people to buy your product. Pure and simple. You don't need anything else. In fact, the average SamCart user, I believe last time we calculated, is saving over $491 a month because they end up canceling half the other stuff that they have. What if I already have a SamCart account? I answered that before, but just to do it again, if you already have a SamCart account, sign up. You'll get access to the complete premium level. We'll upgrade your account, unlock it all if you're in the first 20, and it looks like we still have some left. So if you're still on the fence, I'd grab that because the first 20 are going to be gone pretty soon. But if you already have a SamCart account, sign up. You won't have to pay anything for the next year. Do you have a payment plan? No, that's what the PayPal credit option is for. That's what, we accept credit cards. So if you have a credit card, make the credit card payment. Again, you won't have to even pay the credit card company anything until after the refund period is over, 30 days from now. So if it doesn't work, you won't have to pay anything because I'm going to refund your money anyway. And if it works, you can just pay the credit card company back slowly over time or all at once with the money that you've made from this program. What happens after 12 months? After 12 months, it's completely up to you. You can decide to upgrade, downgrade, do whatever you want. There's no contracts or, hidden fees or any of that crap. Can I get more than 12 months of SamCart? Yeah, there's a little button on the page at onepagefunnel.com/go where you can actually add 6 more months of SamCart and get it almost half off. So if you want to get even more, will this work for my business? Yes, I've showed you guys examples of this one page being used for information products, for physical products like books, for coaching programs, high ticket products, for e-commerce, for brick and mortar stores. The truth is this works for any product or service. If your goal is to convince people that aren't sure if they're ready to buy your product or not to actually buy, this is for you, and this will work to sell your product, period. Do I need to be good at selling? No. We have people that make this work that are really inexperienced at marketing and sales and have no experience, whatsoever. And they make it work. And the reason is because all of this is templatized. You can use our templates and our scripts, just use our words to convince your prospects to buy your product. As simple as that. Can SamCart do physical products? Yes. Here's a screenshot of people that are selling physical products right now. Any SamCart page you can accept You can charge for multiple quantities. You can charge shipping. You can put multiple items in the cart. It's super easy, and it can definitely support physical products. Plus, we integrate with, you can tie it into your fulfillment center, so you can send an email off to the, whoever's going to ship your product, so it can all be pretty much automated for you. Does this work with my website? It looks like some people are using WordPress, some people are using like lead pages. Yeah, so the good news is SamCart, it's not a WordPress plugin. You don't have to install anything. It's a standalone. We actually host all the pages for you. You can put them on your own domain if you want to, but you don't need your own website. But you can definitely link the two together. I mean, if you create your one page with SamCart, anywhere on your normal website right now, you can put a button and link people over to that one page, but you don't have to worry about any of the tech stuff. It's super easy. What if I don't have an email list? Again, you definitely don't need an email list. You don't need an audience. You don't need any of that stuff. I'm going to show you how you can build your own list and sell a ton of your products with nothing but that one page and a simple Facebook ad. And that is about as easy as it gets. This is a funny one. What if I'm not in a hot niche? So that I see tons of people these days, they're trying to find like the latest hot product that, looks like people are going to buy a ton of, and then they outsource it and they find it in China or whatever. Yeah, like sometimes maybe it can help to be in a hot niche, but here's the good news. That doesn't matter when we're talking about, proven sales tactics that work, which we embed into this one-page protocol. Every template has it ingrained inside of it. When you use the one-page protocol and you use this 4-step process that we'll walk you through in the course, you can make the most boring product seem super sexy. The truth is every product is sexy. I don't care what you're selling. And I know that your product gives an amazing benefit to somebody in, the person that's in your niche. So to that person, it's just a matter of you need to be able to make it seem like a hot product, a sexy product. And that's how you get people to buy, and that's what I'll show you how to do. So you don't need to be in an already established hot niche. I'll show you how to make your product the newest hot product in, a sexy niche. What if my product isn't ready yet? This is actually an awesome one. If your product's not ready yet, this is the perfect time to get this. I actually believe you will come out with a better product having gone through this course. Plus, the Product Creation Masterclass bonus will probably help you make your product even better. But the good news is you can actually start making money now, even though your product isn't ready, even if you don't know what you're going to sell. We had a girl, Kimberly Jimenez, which I wonder if I could show you guys her story. I'll have to find that video. But she actually used this whole process, set up a page and pre-sold, a lot like a Kickstarter page. She pre-sold, and I think she made, it was like $5,000 or $10,000 before her product was even done. Like how cool would that be if your product's not done and you could actually use all this and set up one page that makes your product sound amazing, because it's going to be amazing when you get it done, and you can actually get people to fund the creation of that product. And we actually have a pre-sell bonus that's inside of the Product Creation Masterclass. It's called Pre-Sell Secrets. So we'll walk you through that whole process. So if you're not ready yet, this is actually the perfect time. So look, in the end, like I said before, I know that you can do this. I know you have what it takes. The truth is you've already done the hard part. The last, 6 inches are what seem to be the hardest part for you, but that's what I'm going to bust through. And I'm going to make it insanely easy on you to go across the finish line. Hundreds of students were right where you're at right now, and they took the plunge. Like I said, it was just a normal day for them, and they jumped on this call, and I walked them through this process, and they took the leap, and they changed their life forever. No matter how frustrated you are right now, no matter how much you're doubting yourself, I know you have what it takes. I know your product can be sold, and if you apply the principles that I'm going to teach you in this product, in this training course, and use SamCart to sell it, number one, it'll be the easiest process you ever go through, because that's what SamCart's meant to do, is make it easy on you so you don't have to deal with any of the tech stuff. But not only that, I'm going to give you the step-by-step process, my template, my blueprint for selling your product and making your product sound better than your competitors, because most likely it probably is going to be better than your competitors, because you probably put blood, sweat, and tears into that product, and even if you don't have one yet, you're probably going to. You wouldn't be on this webinar if you didn't care. If you were just going to create a crappy product and try to scam people into buying it. Like, that's not you. People like that don't stay on calls like this for an hour and 25 minutes. They just don't. I know you have what it takes. And if you make the investment and take that plunge and trust, me and invest in yourself, I will not let you down. We will turn you into that next success story, whatever it takes. Just take that plunge and trust in yourself. If you have any other questions, again, go to onepagefunnel.com/go. There should be a chat box on there. You can ask us directly. If not, shoot us an email at support@samcart.com. That's support@samcart.com. And again, this is the last call. We're going to close off here in a minute. I think I got to most of the questions. If I didn't get to your question, my team will follow up with you. And I think that is about it. Go to onepagefunnel.com/go. We still have a couple of the first 20 bonus spots in there, so you get the complete unlocked SamCart account. You get One Page Funnel Masterclass, the 12 months of SamCart Premium, Traffic Tactics, the one-page launch, the $237,000 swipe file, the Product Creation Masterclass, and the other 3 bonuses that aren't even listed here. Total value of $18,000. You can get it all for $1,000. Like I said, just to go get SamCart by itself, a tool that thousands of people are using to sell their product and have made over $500 million. So it works. It would alone, if you went and got it right now, would cost you $200 a month. So for the year, which you're getting it completely free for the year, would cost you almost $2,500. Like, that in of itself is a reason to buy. Imagine having that power at your fingertips, a piece of software that finally makes it easy to accept credit cards and to create the page that's going to make your product look like it deserves to look and convince people to buy. And then you're going to get all these trainings, all the blueprints and swipe files that are going to make it insanely easy for you to convince people to, jump off, make that decision to actually hand you over money so that you finally get to experience that same feeling that I did, and hundreds of other students who have come before you and gone through this program, that they get every single day. They get to log into their either the bank account or check their phone and see notifications coming in that people are buying their product, that they're actually able to get their product off the shelf and help people out and change people's lives with their product, and on top of that, get paid a lot of money to do what they love to do. Imagine that feeling. Is that feeling, is that ride worth it, taking a risk and not gambling, but this is $1,000 investment that your money's not even at stake. Like, you're going to get it back in 30 days if this doesn't work. And if you don't have it all up front, you use a credit card, let the credit card company pay for it, and then start paying them back in 30 days with the money that you generate from this program. Or go to the page and use that PayPal credit option. Look, there's other ways than having to come up with $1,000 all at once today. But if you have the money, is it worth parting with $997 to just maybe get that business off the ground and to get that feeling of making that first sale and knowing, wow, now I actually know how sales are made. Now I actually know how to sell, how to make my product look amazing and convince people all over the world to buy it. Isn't it worth it? Like, just to take that little leap of faith that isn't even risky in the end. I know it feels like a lot, but in the end, you really have nothing to lose, but you have everything to gain. Now, like I said it before, I'll say it again. Wherever you're at right now, I know you've probably been through a lot. If someone, when I was talking to Paul that day and I drove up to Boston to see him, I'd been trying this thing for 18 months. I'd probably spent couple $1,000, on, courses and software and trying different stuff out. And I wasted $50 on Facebook ads, and I was pretty devastated. I'm thinking either this whole internet thing is a scam, or the only people making money are scam artists, or there's just something I don't know. And you know what? I'm going to take a weekend and gamble my own time. I'm going to go up and see this guy, and he might be a fraud, but I'm just going to go see if he's legit. And it was the best decision I ever made, period. Best decision I ever made was taking the risk. And, I risked 3 days and, probably $200 in gas, because back then gas was pretty damn expensive. Went up to see him, and like I said, it was the best decision I ever made. That one conversation that one light bulb when he told me how much money he was making, and I realized he was legit and he was doing this the right way, and he was creating, made a great product, and he was helping people out all over the world. And the only difference between him and me was that one damn page. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. It almost seemed too good to be true, but like I said, I went home, I made a couple tweaks. I didn't have a course like this to follow. He didn't give me a step-by-step blueprint. He just gave me a URL to his page so that I could sort of, mimic it and study it. And I had to kind of assume, certain things were working and then repurpose it. I didn't have any of this stuff that you're about to have. You're going to spend less on this than I probably spent, taking a day off work, driving up there, a couple $100 in gas, a ton of time. In the end, that was probably, pretty similar investment to what you're about to invest now. And like I said, in the end, I drove home, made a couple tweaks, and woke up a couple days later to my first sale. And then a couple days later, I said, I'm going to try this Facebook ad thing again. I bought a simple ad and made 2 sales. The next day I put that money back in, made 4 sales. Next day I put that money back in, made 8 sales. That's how fast this stuff can happen. Literally, that Friday afternoon, I was in that car driving up to see Paul. My life was, on a scale of 1 to 10, success level, happiness level. This whole internet thing was probably at a 1.5. I thought maybe there's a little hope left, but I'm running out of time. I'm running out of patience. My wife is not going to let me keep spending, $50 here, $100 there, $500 there. That was Friday afternoon. Monday morning when I got back and set that up, I was probably at a 4. I'm thinking, I got more hope. I think this thing might work. I'm going to try to mess with this page, see if it works. Tuesday night, I was a 10. I was at work, made that sale, and I thought, oh my God, I think I've just figured out how to sell my product on the internet. I think I figured it out. And, that's how fast it can change from a Friday afternoon being pretty depressed to a Tuesday morning, Tuesday evening. My whole world had changed. And little did I know, that was April, I think it was April 20th, whatever that was, sometime in April 2010, to you fast forward 12 months later, and I generated over $1 million on the internet. 12 months later. 12 months after that, my wife and I moved out of that basement apartment and built our first house. 12 months after that, we built our second house. We're now living in our, dream home, raising our family. We have nice things, but in the end, none of that stuff really matters. What matters is, I have the power to launch and sell any kind of product that I want. I have true freedom. I've never had to work for anybody else since that time. And I've been able to change my family's life and my friends' lives, and be able to create products that really help people. And in the end, that's what it's all about. And that's what I know you have inside of you, and you are so close to making that happen. And I believe that last little bit, that last piece that you need, is inside of this program. If you just take that risk, take that gamble on yourself, and make it happen. So that's all I got, guys. We've been on now for about an hour and a half. I'll let you guys go. Again, like I said, if you have any questions, go to onepagefunnel.com/go. Looks like we still have a few of those 20 left. We'll try to keep that page up as long as we can. I know looks like there's dozens of people on it. So we'll try to let you finish your order, and then we'll be closing this down here shortly. So go, take that risk, take that plunge. We'll be here. I got your back 110%. If you have any questions, shoot us an email at support@samcart.com or ask us a question on that page. So that is it. For all of you that are still on, looks like a lot of you had already bought. I cannot wait to see the results that you generate. I can't wait to be with you along the ride and to see where this thing takes you. So thanks again for joining us tonight, and we will see you guys.